So we had a question, does God want us to go to college? It was hilarious because you might remember we were talking about suffering, children dying, cancer. We were talking about all these heavy things. And then out of the jar of the womb of doom, Steve pulled the most perfectly timed question, does God want us to go to college?
Yes.
What say you, boys, of all infinite wisdom?
It has nothing to do with God, Bible, or the Christianity.
Does God actively want you to go to college specifically? I don't know. I don't know your life.
It depends on the person.
It depends on the person.
So is it possible that in some cases God would want someone to, in some cases God would say no, and in other cases God would say, I don't give a damn?
Yep.
That's most cases.
Yeah.
That's most cases.
I think
it's irrelevant.
Depends on the person. I think it has nothing to do
What are the
with
arguments
religion.
that he does want us to go to college so that we can improve ourselves?
Yes,
Is that
so
the whole
we can gain
thing?
more knowledge
Yeah.
and have better jobs because he wants us to be affluent and knowledgeable.
Okay, but that's assuming college isn't a scam that costs people thousands and thousands of dollars when they
They're
could be going
liberal
into business or
indoctrination
investing
camps.
But
on their
don't
own.
you find in the evangelical community from which you came that Christians will belabor questions like that? Should I go to college? Is that in God's will for me? Don't you think they belabor things like that?
I do.
And how do you approach those belaborments?
It's a good question. I haven't been in that world in a while.
What would you do if you met a girl, if you weren't engaged, and you went out on a date, and she was a believer, and she's like, Steve, I just don't know God's will for me. I just don't know if I should go to college. Does he want me to go to school, or should I mean, how do I?
I'd say, I'll call you. That's what I would say.
Hey, I'll call you later.
Yeah.
They'll probably
that's tough.
quote Jeremiah 29:11. He knows the plans I have.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Thoughts of good and not of evil to bring about an expected end.
I would say to them, you do what you think is best for you, and God's going to work through that however
Yeah.
you do it.
That's
Whichever one you do, God's going to work through that.
Okay, we're here listening to two young guys, and this is their advice as believers. Hey, look it, man. God has given us life. There's a bit of freedom in that you get to choose what to do. You get to make some decisions. You get to have some responsibility. If you don't go to college, fine. If you do, great. God will bless you in whatever path you are pursuing. And if you're pursuing a path perhaps that is really, really detrimental to you, maybe God will correct you a little bit. Maybe he'll say, hey, consider this.
Someone just emailed me not to curse on my podcast, so my apologies. But continuing on,
What was that? Where'd that come from?
I literally just got an email and I thought I'd mention it. But
I think that was a sign that God wants some people to go to college.
Yes.
maybe. But I would say this.
Attention college. My goodness.
I would say this. For me, it's something I'm thinking about personally. What college am I going to go to? Do I need college? And what would I do in college? I think the important thing is praying about it, saying, God, guide me, and I think God works through your life, and he does everything for a purpose, everything in your life. He uses to grow you in faith and your character. So I just say trust God in it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He'll use the things for good, for sure.
Someone's hidden the jar of doom.
Is it my turn?
The room of topics. This will probably be one we can cover right now.
I picked two.
And they're both
It's
the yellow
happening
ones.
more and more.
Yes.
How do we know what faith is true? People receive different thoughts. From my friend Bradley, once again, who will be speaking at Sunday's Best. So
That is a tough question.
It's a good one.
yeah,
It's a really good
fantastic
question.
one.
So perhaps we should cover that right now.
Yeah.
Wait, but we have to say, we're in the same show.
Yeah, we're in the same show.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
All
College
right.
was easy, so let's go.
I think it's a fantastic question.
I think it is too.
How do you know what faith is true? What was it again?
Yeah, how do you know what faith is true? And he says people receive different thoughts. So I would interpret that as saying if you pray about it, people receive different revelations per se.
Yeah, well, that's relying on. We've talked about this a little bit in our shows.
Yeah.
How do we? What was it? What?
Determine the truth.
How do we determine? Yeah, what
How
is
do we
true
know
when we
truth?
have,
Yeah.
especially relative to God's truth, right? And that's is it producing greater love or is it not? And also biblical evidence, and also revelation when you're praying.
What about a Muslim who has discovered that Islam is best for them? The Bible and love may not be part of what they are looking to justify. How do these many different religions, how can they each say they are on the right path? How do we judge that? What do you say to someone who says, I'm a Buddhist, I'm a Hindu? Why is your way superior to mine?
Well, I would measure it by truth and love.
Okay, but what truth? I'm a Hindu. I don't know what truth you're talking about. I'm a Muslim.
I would measure it off of objective facts throughout history.
Well, that's where I would go to. That's what I mean. Truth as
Give me an example.
So we can start with we'll just go with the Buddhist example. Okay, did Jesus exist? Yeah, but Buddha also existed too. So you would have to go down the claims that they make.
Okay.
Right. So if I was a Buddhist, we'd probably be living a chilled out life, a peaceful life. But if Jesus did miracles and we can have reasonable evidence for that, then I would go with Jesus because he provided the evidence of that, and the evidence is his resurrection from the dead.
I'm a Buddhist and I believe in Buddha and you believe in Jesus. What proof do you have of the miracles Jesus did?
So we can start off with this. We established that he existed. We can start off by saying there was.
And we established the Buddha existed. I'm going to come back to you.
Okay.
Go.
So we can.
I'm over here.
So let's just leave the Bible out of this. We go to historical claims by historians.
Okay.
They say that Jesus was doing miraculous signs. Okay. Some say it was magic. Some say he was doing miracles.
But have other people who are not Jesus done miracles and miraculous things?
There's been claims of it, yeah.
Simon Magnus in your Bible has done magical things and he was not Christ?
Yeah.
So doing magical things is not...
His proof would be resurrecting from the dead.
Okay, so that's the proof. But that's the proof that he was superior to my God, is that he came back from the dead.
Yeah, conquering
death. Are
death.
there other people in other religions who have people who have died and come back from the dead?
I believe it was Osiris in Egyptian mythology.
So is he superior to Christ?
No, because there's no evidence of that. That happened in the world of God. As
a Buddhist, what are your evidences that Christ rose from the dead?
We can look at first the claims of it. So that it happened in the first place. Second of all, it's undisputed that Jesus' body was gone from the tomb, even by the people that had the objective to find his body and to crush Christianity.
That's what the record says, that your record says. But remember, we've talked about the winner writes the record.
No, not necessarily. Hold up.
Wait, you said that was true a minute ago in an earlier show.
Hold up, Sean.
No, wait, you said that. So if the winner writes the record, the winner's going to write that his body was gone.
You're not letting me finish.
No, that's because you made a statement. You said it's in the record.
It wasn't a completed statement, though.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
All right, thank you. It's backed up by, you made me lose my train of thought, by non-Christian historians, right? So these are objective historical facts.
Not objective historical facts. That is a complete confabrication of on you.
What?
There are some things that are mentioned as possibilities, but those are in records from secular historians that does not say he rose on the third day.
Sean,
I'm going to tell you right now, as a Buddhist, buddy, you are a Christian because you want to be, you believe it, and that's what you do. Because all your other stuff that you're dancing around here now is not superior to my beliefs.
Sean, first of all, you don't...
I'm just telling you, you're going down the wrong road.
First of all, no. You don't talk like a Buddhist, Sean. You got to act like a Buddhist, all peaceful.
Look, you're not arguing with me, Ethan. You're arguing with a Buddhist.
I know.
Okay,
I know,
and I'm telling you right now, as a Buddhist, your facts and are not superior to mine. My Buddha suffered under the Bodha tree. My Buddha went through and he did Mahatma Gandhi did all the things that I believe he did. Why are you shaking your head no? Those are my sacred beliefs. How could you shake your head no at my sacred beliefs and act like your beliefs are superior to mine? How could you do that?
You won't let me finish my statement.
Explain it.
Now, what I was saying about objective historical facts, is that we take the evidence that, one, the historical accounts give. You could take it from the Gospels and the sources outside of that, such as Josephus and others. And you take modern day scholars and how we have created this picture of history. You take all those three things, and there are some objective truths that everyone agrees on.
Now, can I talk?
Yes.
9/10 of those objective truths that you're saying are bullshit. They do not amount to truth. They're just saying that these support what I want to believe. And wait, Shawn McCraney's stepping into the room, and he's saying to the Buddhists, "You're right, dude. Keep going, Ethan." Because let me tell you something. It's the wrong road. You cannot outdo somebody else's beliefs with your beliefs through objective truths. You can't do it. It's all faith. Your answer has to come through, I believe this. And this is what I choose to believe.
I'm wondering what the Buddhists would say. I'm super mad. There's a Truth About Buddhism video that I watched a while ago, and I wish I would have watched it before I came here. That would have helped in this situation. But the route I would go is let the Buddhist talk and have his evidence first, because it's a lot easier to counteract once they do the talking. But
and there's Zen Buddhism, and so Buddhism is just the tool. We could be talking about Islam.
Islam is a bit.
We could be talking about we can talk about Mormonism. We can be talking about it, but Nathan, Ethan, you're saying yes, but bottom line, you're arguing the wrong way.
I'm not sure you're understanding my argument.
What is it?
First of all, say what you think I'm trying to say.
I think you're saying we have objective truths proven by history.
What objective truths, though?
That Jesus existed, that he died, he resurrected.
No, but hold up. The claim of resurrection. I'm saying
claim of.
Hold up.
Okay, claims are back in
the objective facts that secular historians, we'll just go with Bart Ehrman, saying that there was a man named Yeshua in the 1st century.
There's a man named Buddha.
Hold up.
I'm just comparing so we can stay on the track.
But I'm trying to re-clarify my points because I think you misunderstood what I'm trying to say.
I don't think so. Keep going.
This man, Jesus, got crucified. He had followers that thought that he was the Messiah.
I don't think that's proven by your objective historian.
That is a historical
fact. This man who was...
That is undeniable.
No, wait.
The
man is maybe historically referred to by a couple people. Okay, Buddha is referred to by more. Okay, that man was crucified is referred to by a very scant few sources, and that he resurrected is supported by the winners, not supported by the losers.
That is.
No,
categorically wrong.
Look, what do you mean? Wait, let me finish. We have a whole country of Jews who say the whole thing's a fiction. The whole resurrection's a fiction. That's what the Jews say. You didn't take Jesus from us and he resurrected. That was a lie. So when you talk about these objective truths that you stand on that can prove other faiths wrong, you're walking down the wrong road.
First of all, to your first point of the historical sources and how scanty they are, you cannot give me... The Bible and Jesus have some of the most historical sources of anybody.
Wait, the Bible? What Bible? I don't believe in a Bible.
The Bible is a collection of books.
I don't believe in that.
You may not believe in it.
That's written by the winners.
No. Shawn.
No, Ethan. The Bible is your thing. I don't look at that at all. I look at the Baghdad Vita. I look at the.
It doesn't matter how you look at it for this point. Now, Tim, the third point I was making is that there was claims of a resurrection. That is a historical fact.
Okay.
Undisputed by scholars. That there was a claim. Hold up.
That there was a claim.
That there was a missing body and the disciples later died for that. That is objective.
Okay.
Now, whether he resurrected or not, that's not objective.
Then why bring it up? If it was a claim...
I'm bringing it up for the historical context.
No, it's just a claim. It means nothing if it was just a claim. If it was a proof...
It means a lot if it was a claim.
No, it means nothing if it was just a claim.
So there's a mystery that has to be solved. What happened to the body of Jesus? That's what has to be solved.
What happened to the body of Moses?
That's not what we're asking. There was no claim of a resurrected Moses, Shawn.
There was a claim that he died. Where's his body? Where's Ezekiel?
There was no
Elijah?
claim of a resurrected Moses. That's the problem. There was a claim.
The claim cannot be proven, so don't bring it up. I can claim that Buddha did things too, but I can't prove it. So why bring it up?
I'm saying that there is objective realities within history, and that from that we can start building, is Christianity true or not?
And I want to stop
based off of the resurrected body of Christ.
I want to stop. Wait. No, that is wrong. To say based on the resurrected body of the body of Christ, you said there are claims. There There are claims based on the resurrected body of Christ. No, there are claims that there was a resurrected body of Christ.
Well, I'm saying for Christianity, it's based off of the resurrected body of Christ. Now, in terms of a historically objective sense, where we're starting here, where we can relate to, is that there are these objective facts, and from there, I will build my argument.
Okay, and I would say that you have not shown me anything different than Islam, Buddha, Hinduism, or any Zoroastrianism, any other belief system that says we have claims of this, we adhere to that, we build upon that.
Because you haven't let me get into the more evidence that I can present to build my case.
You haven't given me any evidence yet.
Because you keep talking.
No. I've given it to you. And you're saying no, your evidence so far, tell me if I'm wrong, has been there were claims that his body resurrected. That was the evidence you've given?
What I have done, Shawn, is I've presented the objective facts that we can agree upon, and from there we will continue our discussion.
Okay, no, wait. You have said there were claims that he resurrected. That is your objective fact.
That is an objective fact. Okay. I'm stating objective facts, and then we'll go into my personal opinion of what happened.
And can I say there are claims to everybody else's religions too?
Well, sure.
There are claims that Joseph Smith had plates.
Yeah, but that's historically disproven, though.
No, that's not historically disproven.
That is disproven.
No, that's not. How can you disprove something? How can you? That didn't exist.
That's a problem, Shawn.
You can't disprove a negative. You can't disprove it.
All right.
This is the problem.
I'll agree with you there.
This is the problem with the argument. I wanted to go through the argument with you as Christians on the stage because you cannot argue it. And I think it's a waste of time. That's why I'm showing you. We'll go back and forth. And that's why you'll lose it with the Mormons. Because all they say, I believe that there were plates. I believe that the angel took the plates. You believe there's a resurrection. Okay, the Buddhist believes Buddha sat under the Bo tree and he suffered for the sins of pain and world and he became enlightened. Muhammad went into the cave and he received from Gabriel the Great Quran, which is the most correct book on. Every one of them have a claim that they say. And so the bottom line is the people decide to believe on that.
Shawn, to that statement that you just made, you are correct that they all have claims. But what I'm saying is that off of those claims, there has to be some pieces of evidence to make a reasonable conclusion about them.
I haven't seen it yet from you,
because I haven't gotten to it.
Whatever ones you give me, I'll give you from the Mormons. I'll give you from anybody else.
We've been arguing over the objective facts of it, so I haven't gotten to the specific evidence.
We've been arguing over the fact that there were claims that Jesus rose. That's all you've said.
Yeah, I've said there are claims that Jesus rose.
There's claims that Joseph Smith had the plates. There's claims everywhere. They don't make a fact.
So I never said that.
Okay.
So from that, if Joseph Smith claims to have plates, we look at that and the question that we must ask ourselves is, okay, did he actually have plates? So we go through and see if he had plates.
He produced a book.
That doesn't mean he had plates, though. That doesn't mean he had plates.
How do you prove that Jesus resurrected from the claims that he did?
Okay, so we can
now tell me.
All right, I would love to.
Do you want to stick to this and believe that you're... Sorry, Steve, you're sleeping over here.
That's all right.
You want to believe that this way... Go ahead, do it. Show me now.
All right, so we can start from several arguments. One, it is objective that Jesus had disciples in the first century and that they believed that he resurrected and they later died for those beliefs. Yeah. So that's the first thing.
Okay, so that's the first thing. What do you mean by that?
I'm getting to it.
No, that's the first thing. Make your point of that thing.
I am, if you would let me make the point. Okay, so the first point of that is why, with the disciples that fallen away from him, from the claims of the Bible, why would they all of a sudden return to it and later suffer horrible deaths for that? Now, I know what you're about to say.
Oh, you do? What is that?
I'm about to say it. Okay. I'm saving you time, Shawn. Well, there's people today that will commit suicide bombings and they'll die for their beliefs all throughout history. Mm-hmm. But they're not the original witnesses of that event. So that's the first point.
Okay, now you've made you've made these several first points.
Okay.
Now let me bring out Joseph Smith had witnesses of the plates. And they gave their lives and they left Joseph and they came back and they said, he really did have the plates. So we have witnesses that suffered for following Smith that gave witness to the plates. No difference than what you're saying. Okay?
So,
no difference.
So number one, I may be incorrect on this, Shawn. You can correct me. Let me talk to the very wise Shawn McCraney.
Don't use sarcasm. Stick with it. Come on. You got to get me on the work. You got to do it.
I know. Was it their witnesses that fell away from, that later said that it was a lie?
Yeah.
So
No. They came. None of the people who said they were a witness came back and said it was a lie. No.
Really? All right. Then I'm incorrect on that. My apologies.
Yeah.
So I would say
And besides, speaking of witnesses who are lies, Judas, he was a witness to everything Jesus did, and he betrayed him. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't say that the witnesses are an infallible proof of
not what I said.
Right.
But that's one of several points I can make, and we probably don't have time for all of them. But what I would say to that is one, they could have had a genuine experience for themselves. So you would have to look at the claims of that book and see whether they're true or not.
Okay, now wait a minute. So you're saying that the book that the apostles wrote would be the thing that tells us whether their claim was true? Like the Gospels?
It can help us figure that out.
Oh my gosh.
It
You really
can.
don't want to go down this road now. Because if
Shawn.
we look at the Gospel and we look at who the authors were, we got trouble, brother. We got big trouble. Let me tell you something. The point I want to make is the road you're taking to prove that your truth is superior to others will not work. That's my point. You can argue everything with all your stuff. It's not going to work because people believe what they want to believe. They see what they want to see. They will discount facts ad nauseum if it goes against what they want to see. And you have to start there. You have to say, look I can't give you anything in terms of proofs that make my way superior to yours. If you start there, then you have something to work with. But if you go the route you went, no. And I'm so glad we caught this on tape. I really am, because that's why the question is so good. Because Christians think, okay, well, I can outdance you on this one. I can tell you why my way's better. Just go meet up with a Mormon who knows their stuff. They'll chop you up because their supports are just as valid as yours. And we have a problem in the world with that. So I'm glad we were able to do it. I know that I'm aggressively talking to you, but it's me role-playing with you to show you it won't work. And it's not, I've done it too for decades. I mean, before you were a gleam in daddy's eye, I've been doing it, and it doesn't work. So think about it. Think about what can we bring to the table that says my way is better than yours? And I just suggest it's not going to be what you've done.
It's really true. I've seen that play out that exact same way several times.
Have you?
Yeah, between Christians and
Can't do
whoever.
it.
Yeah.
And it's such a mystery. And I think that those who want the truth, I think that's the way to say it is, I think seekers of the truth will find it. And if they say, yeah, I've sought and I found it in Islam, you say, okay, that's yours, man. Have at it. Do everything you want with it. Instead of I've got the right way, my way's the right way, yours is the wrong way. Because that way, even though I believe I'm right on that, and you believe you're right on that, and Steve believes he's right on that, it doesn't win the argument. It won't win them. So I would start with, do you really want truth, or do you want to adhere to your prejudices? And most people, brother, they want their prejudices affirmed, and therefore they see what they need to see to affirm their prejudices. It's a tough one, I know. I feel bad of doing that to you with a backache today.
Now he's got a headache too.
He's still shaking his head.
I would say to Shawn on that point, these beatdowns are helpful. I would
know
say
they
that.
are. That's why I do them.
It happens every week, but it makes you better at debating.
They don't hurt me.
Because you never get these beatdowns, Steve.
I'm having a nice time over here sipping a
It's terrible,
mojito.
and it's why people don't like me. Because I want to beat you, so you'll see. It doesn't work. I mean, I know the guys out there who think it works. They call themselves apologists. They do videos on how they can prove, and it's just air. It doesn't work.
I would say this.
And all the atheists and everyone else sees it too, and and they say, what a waste of time.
Well,
it's all the same.
Here's what I would say to that.
I agree.
I think there is a need within Christianity to at least know these things, right? To have basic levels of defense. Because I've seen it too many times, and this is how my childhood has affected me, where I've seen intelligent atheists be bombastic to Christians, and they have no idea how to defend the claims that they make. So that's why I do this. In terms of the argumentation, I can see exactly where you're coming from, but I think there is still an important sense, if we're going to argue these certain claims, to have some sort of objective defense to them.
And that's why I spend every Sunday, 3 hours a Sunday for the past 15, 14, 13 years teaching the word to equip people to know those essentials that you're talking about so that they themselves know what they stand on and what they believe and why. But when it comes to then taking that out to the world, that's why I wanted to fight you, because I just don't think we could do it the right way. I just don't. That's why we call this CAT, man. We're scratching it up. Love you. He's like, I hate you.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
We got it on tape, and it's good because this, and we're gonna have people. Ethan is so right. That guy is such a. And they're gonna have people. Sean, good job. And this is gonna be religion.
No, you're gonna
again.
say, Steve, good job.
They're gonna say, what's wrong with the guy in the green jersey? All he thinks about is hockey.
Yeah. He just sits there and.
Steve's just chilling, man, enjoying the show.
Shall we wrap it?
Yes.
Because we kind of beat that one to death.
Yeah.
The final topic for next week. Steve's like, okay, let's.
Please, Steve, pick
gonna be-
something simple.
Hey,
Don't too much.
He did last week.
I pick good ones. Does God change?
Oh,
Oh,
very good.
that's interesting.
That's a good one.
Told you I picked good ones.
All right.
Does
We'll
God
see you
change?
next week on it.
Cat
Out.
out.